Hello everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my craft room. Now I know it's been like a month since my last podcast, so I do have a lot to update you guys on and show you. So sorry if this is an extra long podcast, but I hope you'll enjoy it. First up, I think we'll start off with this hat I'm wearing. I actually made it to go with my Quiet Star cowl that I did a tutorial on. So you can see it has the same kind of star stitch and then that ridge effect. And this is in size 6 super bulky yarn. And I don't know if you like this hat. Comment down below if you want me to make a tutorial for it. And speaking of hats, now I've seen a lot of these hats. These Viking hats with the beard on it. I've seen a lot of those online, and then one of my aunts actually bought 3 from someone at some, I don't know, feels like some event type thing or craft show or what, but she actually just gave me one of these because she knows I crochet, and I've always wanted to try making one myself, so I guess it'll be easier to find out or figure out the pattern if I have this one for reference. Next up, there's this sweater that I finished crocheting. I was working on it for a while and then I ran out of the yarn and I did not know what yarn it was, but I figured it was Caron Simply Soft because of how it looked and felt, and yeah, I don't know, I can just kind of tell if it's Caron Simply Soft or not. But I had to order more online because there wasn't any more in the stores. But this is the sweater. On the bottom, on the side, there's slits right there. Before I washed this sweater, it was really stiff, and I was concerned about that. I was a little concerned about that, but I figured it would soften up once I washed it, so it did, and now it's actually really comfy. And the person who designed that was a girl here on YouTube, and her channel name I think is Amanda Love Santos, and I will link the video tutorial in the description below if you want to make that sweater. And next up for wearable items. I don't know if you guys watch Jada and Stitches or not, but I made her infinity scarf last month, and that kind of made me want to make more infinity scarves for myself, so I just whipped up this one real quick. But I think I'm going to add the second skein of yarn to it because it's not very wide. This is actually one of the yarns I got from hobium.com, and there's some wool in it. I can't remember what the yarn is exactly, but that's from hobium.com for sure. And after designing that first cowl, I really wanted to make another one, so I made this one. I think it was a bad yarn choice because it's not very sturdy, but it's got the Celtic weave stitch, and then it's got some front post work and then some more Celtic weave, and goes back and forth, and then there's a button. And since it is at Caron Simply Soft, it doesn't really lay that nice, I don't think, because this part wants to go like that all the time, and that could partially be because it might just need another button, so I might just add another button to that or make it in a different yarn. Yeah, I was having fun with the Celtic weave stitch because I actually followed someone's pattern for these fingerless gloves. It has the Celtic weave stitch, and I think these are really, really pretty. I actually had to undo this like once or twice in the beginning, or because I messed up so many times. But I got there in the end. And there's the matching one. And this yarn is super soft because it is actually baby alpaca yarn. And I got it from a nice yarn shop around where I live. Yeah, this baby alpaca likes to get all fuzzy, but I don't mind. It's really, really soft, like I said, and it's pretty warm. So I bought 2 skeins of this yarn because I didn't know how much I was going to need to make those gloves, and I didn't even know which pattern I was going to follow when I was buying the yarn. But it is by a Plymouth yarn. So yeah, 100% baby alpaca, and there's 102 yards in here. And when I was done with these fingerless gloves, I only had like a little bit of yarn left, but I still have this whole skein. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know exactly what I'm going to make out of it, but whatever it is, it's going to be really soft. This yarn right here I actually got from that same store, and it's Malabrigo in the color Hollyhock, and it's worsted weight, and that baby alpaca was a worsted weight as well. Oh, I got this yarn a while ago. I made a hat with it and then ended up not really liking it on myself, so I took the whole thing apart, and then I decided recently, or just today actually, what I was going to use it for. And the thing I decided to use this yarn for, it's actually not crocheted, but it's knitted. See, I, for the longest time, was not a fan of knitting, but if you watched my, I think it was it my Amigurumi journey video? I don't know, one of my videos, I mentioned that I started out knitting first before I even learned how to crochet, or maybe even before I knew what crocheting was. I just really love the look of knitting, and on my mom's side I am part Norwegian, and I've been watching Arne Carlos on YouTube for a while, and Arne is Norwegian, but Carlos is like half Spanish and half Swedish, I think. But either way, they have some really great Norwegian patterns that are just really cool. And they inspired me to pick up my knitting needles again. So yeah, pretty proud of this hat. This is actually the first hat I've knitted. Yeah, besides like loom knitting, but that doesn't really count. I did mess up in the back here a little bit, but that's okay. And then this didn't weave this tail in properly, but that's okay. It's just for me anyway. It's my first hat that's knitted. It's got the traditional Exino pattern. I just really love this hat. I've been wearing it like every time I reach for a hat. And along with that knitted hat, I knitted a simple coffee cozy. And I had to redo this whole cozy because the first time I made it, it was like way too big for some reason. And I don't know, I just got really frustrated with it, but I got there in the end. And this is actually one of the yarns that I got from my great-grandma, and it's the dried rose color yarn. think the brand was like Pop-In Yarn or something, but I still have a tiny bit left of that yarn. I would be sad when it runs out because I actually really like that color. So yeah, this is what I've been keeping my knitting and crocheting utensils in. This right here is a Tunisian hook that I actually have not made a project with yet. I don't think I ever finished a Tunisian project, but I have a Tunisian pouch that I've started working on. The pattern I was following was by Happy Berry Crochet, I think. Yeah, I have, I only have like, I think I have like 5 pairs of circular knitting needles. When I made this hat, it's actually a little bit too big. But it's like kind of loose. Like, I mean it fits, but it's pretty loose because I used the wrong size needle. I used a 6.5, I believe, millimeter hook, or sorry, used to crochet. 6.5 millimeter circular knitting needles. And then for the brim part, I used a 4.5 millimeter. For the body of the hat, I was supposed to use a 5 millimeter. 6.5 was all I had at the time, so just made it a little bit too big. It's okay. But I actually got the size 5 circular knitting needles, and I started a new hat for somebody for Christmas. And I'm really excited to see how it turns out because now I kind of feel more comfortable with knitting. So, looking forward to seeing how that looks when it's done. Then I also have a bunch of double pointed needles. I also didn't have these when I was making this hat, and that's why I did I just did the easy way. I cinched it up at the top instead of like doing the decrease to have like a more rounded effect. And when I was looking for these in Joann, I was a little confused because Susan Bates only has 4 packs of double pointed needles. For the hat, I needed 5, so not really happy with Susan Bates right now, but it's fine. Now I'll have extras in case I lose one or 3, because I did buy 2 4-packs, so now 3 extra. If I'm making a rounded top on a hat or something. Oh, and this I'm really excited about. I have finally got some of the bigger sizes of the Clover Amour crochet hooks. So yeah, super happy about that. I mean, it would have been nicer if this was the same material as these, but I still really love the shape and the feel of them, so that's all that matters to me, really. But yeah, the thing I'm most excited about is I finally got the set of the Clover hooks. Got the whole set. And at Joann, they're usually like $75 for all 10 of these hooks. But I used a 60% off one item coupon, so that brought it down to like $30, and I was so happy because I've been wanting this set of hooks ever since I bought. I think the 5mm was my first one, and then I got the 3.75 and the 3.5. So I do have duplicates of these 3 sizes now, but that's totally fine because I use these most often, and it'll be nice. It's nice to have replacements. So this next thing, I'm not sure if I showed in my last podcast or not. Finished. I don't think so, but if I did show you already, I'm sorry. But I finished that that blanket that I made with the hand-me-down flowers from my great-grandma. So here it is, all finished. Now this isn't very big, obviously, but I ran out of a nice brown that would match. We actually did use two different browns right here. I don't know if it's obvious on camera, but in real life it is. Yeah, if I had an orange to match this one, I would have done like a row or two of orange on the border as well. But I don't know. I don't know if any yarn these days would match that. It's a really interesting orange. It's not like super orange. It's kind of got like a peachy feel to it in a way. Like a peachy highlighter. Hopefully you remember my witch cat that I showed in one of my podcasts. I finally got the pumpkin cat done. I think it's really cute. It's got its little leaf cape and its little vine hairpiece or whatever. I don't know what happened with the tail. The tail is not the same as this one. Same amount of stitches, but turned out different somehow. Feels bigger and not as sturdy, but I am going to perfect that. And I actually did, when making this pumpkin cat, I actually changed up the body a little bit. And I changed it up to, one, make it more user-friendly, and two, make it more to my liking, I guess. Wanted to improve the pattern as much as I could before I made a tutorial for you guys for it. So this is the first version and this is the second version. I don't know if you can really tell the difference on camera, but I think I improved it a lot. Except for the tail, like I said. I gotta fix that. I don't know what happened. Maybe I just wasn't crocheting as tight that day. I don't know. But I will be making a video tutorial for that. And that's going to be in probably a few different parts, because if I did like the whole cat in one video, that'd be really long. So I'm looking forward to getting that video tutorial up for you guys, because I would love to see your versions of my cat. And my daughter has been playing with them a lot, so they got a little messed up. But they're still holding up. Actually, just one more thing I have to show you. So my mom asked me to make some special dolls for this set of girl twins, and that are daughters of family friends of my parents. And she told me which photo to use as a reference. They were flower girls in a wedding for somebody, and they had really cute sunflowers on their dress and everything, and in their hair. And my mom wanted me to try to replicate those flower girl outfits, so here they are. They're both pretty much exactly the same. I tried to make them as similar as I could. Okay. Let's turn them the same way. I mean, obviously I'm not like I can't make them exactly the same, but they're pretty close. And then underneath they do have some like ballet type shoes. It's hard to see through the dress. Yeah, they have ballet type shoes on. These dolls were a lot more work than I thought they would be, honestly, but I am very happy with the way they turned out and how similar I got them. And in the future, I think I might be trying to perfect the pattern and make a tutorial on it if you guys want, for the dolls themselves. After my little sister and my oldest daughter saw them, they both said they wanted one, so that's what I might have to do for Christmas. 2 more dolls. Let me tell you, my shoulders were hurting so bad. They burned because I was working on them like all day and night, like as often as I could, because I needed to get them done by a certain time. And I do apologize for not really uploading at all for a whole month. But I have my own reasons, of course, like life, kids, the usual. And Friday morning, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, so might be a little bit before I have more videos out after that, but I'm going to try to get going on this cat tutorial, because I'm really excited to start doing a whole bunch of amigurumi videos. And speaking of amigurumi videos, if you haven't seen episode 1 of my All About Amigurumi series, feel free to check it out. I know that probably wasn't that interesting of a video, but hopefully it helped some people. It was just about the supplies you need. And then the next episode is going to be about the basic stitches used in amigurumi, and then after that I have a whole list of ideas for the next episodes in the series, and I'm really excited about that series because because I don't think there really is like a series about amigurumi anywhere else in YouTube, really. And that's always what I kind of wanted to look for when I was learning how to do it. And so I thought I could make the series myself and teach everyone everything I know, so that I can help them at least a little bit, maybe. Yeah, if you did make my Quiet Star cowl, or if you make any of my future crochet items in my future tutorials, feel free to go on Instagram, put a picture up and tag me in it. I will have the link to I'll have my Instagram name below in the description. And I do have a Facebook group that's open, but I haven't put anything on it really. And I think it would just be easier to only have an Instagram and a YouTube channel, and then my Revelry page. Because if I have like a bunch of different things to manage, it just gets too overwhelming for me, I think. So yeah, that's it for now. I don't know when the next podcast will be because of my wisdom teeth thing, but hopefully it won't be too long. Today's Tuesday, so hopefully tomorrow night, which is Wednesday night, I will start recording this tutorial. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.